everybody, I'm Miss Katie from the Green Cove Springs Branch Library. Today is Music and Movement and I'm so excited to bring it to you at home. So everybody show me your hands. We're going to start by singing our welcome song. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as low as we can. Hello. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as high as we can. Hello! Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as quiet as we can. Hello! Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as loud as we can. Hello! Alright guys, good job. So we're still standing on our feet. We're going to start our first song. So everybody close your eyes and pretend to be a short little gnome. I'm a little gnome, short and round. Here is my shovel, I live underground. I'll be in the garden, so don't you squeal. It's only the veggies I'm trying to steal. Okay guys, one more time, do it with me. I'm a little gnome, short and round. Here is my shovel, I live underground. I'll be in the garden, so don't you squeal. It's only the veggies I'm trying to steal. All right, everybody, good job. Our second rhyme is going to be about two little fairies. This is Miss Fauna, and this is Miss Faye. So our two little fairies. Two little fairies dancing on the lawn. One named Faye, one named Fawn. Fly away, Faye, fly away, Fawn. Fly back, Faye, fly back, Fawn. Two little fairies riding on a swan. One named Faye, one named Fawn. Fly away, Faye, fly away, Fawn. Fly back, Faye, fly back, Fawn. Two little fairies, catch them before they're gone. One named Faye, one named Fawn. Fly away, Faye, fly away, Fawn. Goodbye, Faye, goodbye, Fawn. Good job, everybody. We're gonna move up over here and say hello to our 5 little gnomes. So I need some help counting. We have one red gnome, one purple gnome, one blue gnome, one orange gnome, and one yellow gnome. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 tiny little gnomes. We have 5 tiny little gnomes in little cloth suits wearing funny hats and shiny tiny boots. When the sun has gone to sleep, the gnomes will come out to play hide and seek. The first gnome ducks behind an old wooden door. The second gnome nestled into grass growing up from the forest floor. Gnome number 3 climbed a tall, tall tree. And the fourth one crawled into a log where nobody could see. Gnome number 5 hid underneath a mushroom cap where he decided to take a nice long summertime nap. So help me count our gnomes. We have 1 gnome that's hiding, 2 gnomes that are hiding, 3 gnomes that are hiding, 4 gnomes that are hiding, and 5 gnomes. 5 tiny gnomes in little cloth suits with funny little hats and shiny tiny boots. Once the sun rises up in the sky, The gnomes all head home and wave goodbye. Goodbye, gnomes. Goodbye. All right, guys, now that our gnomes are gone, I think it's time that we pretend to be them. So everybody, close your eyes and pretend to be a cute little gnome with a pointy hat and shiny little boots. Little gnome, touch your toes. Little gnome, touch your nose. Little gnome, pat your head. Little gnome, go to bed. Little gnome, wake up now. Little gnome, take a bow. Little gnome, touch the ground. Little gnome, turn around. Little gnome, sit back down. Little gnome, don't make a sound. Okay, now that we're seated, it's time to sing our story song. So everybody, get your clapping hands ready. If you're ready for a story. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, touch your nose. If you're ready for a story, touch your nose. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, touch your nose. If you're ready for a story, sit nice and quiet. If you're ready for a story, sit nice and quiet. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, sit nice and quiet. Good job, guys. Our story today is about 3 very magical creatures. Once upon a time, there was a wizard, a fairy, and a magic chicken. Each thought they were the greatest in the world, and each was very jealous of the other. "I have a wand with a star on it," said the wizard. "My wand has a moon on it," said the fairy. "Oh, well, my wand has a pickle on it," said the magic chicken. "Well, I can take a pig, snap my fingers, and turn it into a bicycle," said the wizard. "Oh yeah," said the fairy, "I can take your bicycle, wave my wand, and turn it into a bowl of soup." "Oh," said the magic chicken, "I can kiss your bowl of soup and turn it into a singing frog," said the magic chicken. "A singing frog," said the wizard. "Well, I can make a giant hairy monster." "A hairy monster," said the fairy. "I can make a blue, bumpy monster." "Well, I can make a yellow monster with red spots," said the magic chicken. Suddenly, the 3 monsters turned to the magicians and said, "Rah!" And off the magicians went, running down the street, screaming, "Run for your lives!" And that was the first time the wizard, the fairy, and the magic chicken ever agreed on anything. Suddenly, the wizard had an idea. "I know, I will conjure lightning, and that will surely scare the monsters away." When the lightning flashed, and still that didn't work, the fairy said, "Okay, I will conjure thunder, and the loud noises will scare the monsters away." When even that didn't work, the magic chicken said, "Okay, I will conjure a cloud to hide behind, and the monsters won't be able to find me." When even that didn't work and the monsters still found the magic chicken, the magicians hatched an idea. They would combine their lightning, their thunder, and their rain cloud into a giant rainstorm. They said 1, 2, 3, abracadabra, and poof! 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 The giant monsters were gone. They got so wet that they shrank into teeny, tiny little versions of themselves and were no longer scary. And that is how the wizard, the fairy, and the magic chicken became best friends. The end. All right, guys, thank you. We're gonna do one more song before we leave today, so everybody can stand up, stretch your arms out wide. We're gonna flap them up and down like they're fairy wings. We're gonna pretend to be fairies flying around. We're gonna spin around like a fairy. We're gonna jump, pretending to be a fairy. The fairies in the yard are flying around, flying around, flying around. The fairies in the yard are flying around, all around the yard. The fairies in the yard are twirling around, twirling around, twirling around. The fairies in the yard are twirling around, all around the yard. The fairies in the yard are jumping around, jumping around, jumping around. The fairies in the yard are jumping around, all around the yard. Good job, everybody. Before we leave today, we're just gonna sing our goodbye song. So we're gonna show our clapping hands one more time. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as quiet as we can. Goodbye. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as loud